This is why I sleep with my door closed. So this story happened in my old house, and if you're new to my story times, I'm pretty sure I used to live in a haunted house. Also, this was a canon event because every single time once nighttime hits, my door is shut. But anyways, this story happened one night after my whole entire family went out to celebrate my brother's birthday, and after we were exhausted. Like, when we stepped through the door, we were like, yeah, it's time for bed. Anyways, I need everyone to keep in mind that my room is at the end of the hallway. So when my door is open, all I see is a black void and then like a few little lights from the living room and then in the hallway. It's almost like a black portal. So anyways, it was around 11 p.m. when we all went to sleep, and then I'd say about a few hours later, so around 1, 2-ish, is when I got awoken from hearing the floor creaking near my room. So once again, where my room is, there's a bathroom right next to it, so of course I knew people had to pee at night, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But what I found weird was that when I was hearing this creaking, I didn't hear anyone go into the bathroom, so it's like, where are you going? So that awoken me and had me on alert. I remember in that moment, I grabbed my glasses to put them on, as if that would help, you know, being that my room is pitch black at this point and the light switch is across the room, so... But you know when the lights are off and your eyes start to adjust and you can kind of make out the things that are around you? Well, that was happening. When I put my glasses on and my eyes started to adjust, I noticed that where the usual beaming lights from the living room and hallway would be weren't there. Like, the lights would occasionally pop in and out, indicating that someone was standing right in front of where my room was and was like swaying, kind of, if that makes sense. So right now in this moment, I'm kind of frozen, and to the point where I couldn't say anything. It was like my vocal cords were cut and I just could not speak. So my eyes are adjusted and I noticed that whatever was standing right in front of my door walked into my room and was standing right where the light switch was. At this point, I'm nervous because I'm thinking one of two things. One, there's an intruder. Or two, someone's sleepwalking, and not gonna lie, sleepwalkers, they scare me. So what I remember is that this figure was tall and slightly skinny, so I immediately thought it was my older brother. A little while later, this figure, or what I thought was my brother, starts to mumble in some gibberish, which is why I thought it was him, because usually that's what happens when you sleepwalk, you start to like say things in your sleep. But anyways, after that, I can sense that the figure started to walk back into the hallway, and then that was it. I didn't hear the floor creaking, nothing. It just disappeared. So I ended up going to sleep, and fast forward the next morning, I go up to my brother, and I'm like, hey, did you remember sleepwalking last night? He basically told me it was impossible for it to be him because he sleeps with his door shut, and then when I asked my parents, they said that if one of them was sleepwalking, they would know because they sleep in the same bed and, you know, you'd be making noise getting up and stuff. So at this point, I'm confused because who the hell was in my room last night? Now, fast forward again. It's nighttime and I decided to sleep with my door open again, but this time I left like a little trap in the front of my door. I basically put Legos in front of the door, so if you were to step on it and if you were sleepwalking, you'd wake up and scream and then I would know who it was. But here's when it got weird. So I'm sleeping and then once again, I'm awoken by the floor creaking. I remember sneakingly putting on my glasses and then staring at the door until my eyes adjusted, and then I saw that figure again. That's when I noticed it started walking into my room, but there was no noise of those Legos being stepped on. So at this point, I'm like, what the hell? Right now, my heart is pounding because I know that that's not a human and it has to be a ghost. I kid y'all not, I blinked for 1 second and then this figure is standing at the edge of my bed. So I'm slightly side-eyeing this figure because I'm on my side sleeping, so I try to do like this whole fake I'm tossing and turning in my sleep so that I can turn around and see it clearly. And when I shifted my body to fully look at it, I heard mumbling again, and that's when I felt this goosebumpy cold feeling in my room. That's when I thought to myself, it's either I put the covers over my head or I let out a scream and let this thing know that it needs to get the hell out of here. So I went with option 2, but instead of screaming, I decided to cough really loud. And after I let it out a few times, it was gone. When I tell y'all, I got up so fast from my bed, turned on that light and shut my door, I slept with my light on for the rest of that night. I got in trouble for it, but but listen, to this day, I have no idea who or what was standing in my room, but all I do know is that they never came back after I kept my door shut.